Alright, deck building. So what are we doing? I have this cruel ultimatum, which seems pretty strong. Eventually we get to it and we win. Alright. Deadeye Navigator. Great synergy with Grixis Slave Driver, Mist Raven, Wing Splicer. Not much with these other dudes. Augur of Bolus, I guess. Gnawing Zombie is a blocker. That's an advantage. Also lets me sack stuff for value when it gets targeted, I guess. We also have these mystical teachings. Let's group creatures separately, see where we're at. What do I have for instance? I have Spell Pierce, the Magma Jets, Agony Warp, Augur Sprees, Rewind, Thunderous Wrath. Ugh. I could just cut some of these creatures like the Dregscape Zombies. How many lands are we looking to run in this deck? Are we an 18-lander? We have no signets is the problem, and a lot of our stuff starts at 4, so I think we want to be an 18-lander. Oh, so what are we getting rid of? The mystical teachings might be a little bit greedy. Like I've already got value on value. Do I have enough to splash this Lingering Souls is a question. Because this card is really good. I have an Orzhov Guildgate and I have an Arcane Sanctum. 2 white sources for this. Eventually I could discard this. It's possible I mill it as well. Do I have... I don't know. I don't have the Forbidden Alchemy in here. Oh man, but it's so good. Huh. Two white sources for a Lingering Souls. Man, that seems a little loose. I don't really want to run more. We can discard it with Compulsive Research, which is not bad. Then we just flash it back, get value that way. It is a possibility. Huh. We have some difficult mana requirements here. It's possible I should just be cutting some of the higher end here. If I want to get to 18 lands, I need to make 5 cuts. It's possible Dragon Fodder shouldn't be where we're at. Though it's more creatures, Falconwrath Noble, it's just chump blockers. It's not an instant, though. It's also red, which is going to be a little bit difficult. We're not going to have that many red sources. Could ditch this guy. Dinrova Horror, Grixis Slave Driver. Those are some thoughts. The pairing with Deadeye Navigator is solid. With both of them. I do want to run 18 lands, though, ultimately. Because we are in a weird spot. It's possible I should just cut Mystical Teachings and Rewind and just say I'm not going to be playing at instant speed all that much. Do I keep the Spell Pierce in if that's the case? Because part of the attraction of Spell Pierce is I have 5 mana and I'm able to fetch Mystical Teaching, or fetch it with Mystical Teachings to counter something when it's relevant. I could just be cutting like this. Then I'd only need to make 1 more cut to get there. To get down to the number of lands I want. Oh, do I keep Lingering Souls? If I have the white source, it's really good. Even if I don't, I can kind of ditch it. Recovers a sorcery. I guess actually I have Boros Guildgate, and that's 3 white sources, so I feel better about the Lingering Souls at this point then. I could also run 17 lands. How good am I at 17 lands? Let's combine these groups. Because I do have some 2-drops here. I have a lot of removal. Magma Jets, Agony Warp. Some blockers on the ground at the 2-drop slot. Taking out all my counters, though. So the Inquisition of Kozilek value goes down a little bit because I don't know what I need to counter. Is this low enough to the ground to run 17 lands? That is the question. That is the question. Can this go 17 lands? I don't know how this ended up here. It's also possible I just cut like either Denrova Horror or Grixis Slave Driver. Because I've got so much top end right now. Like I've still got Cruel Ultimatum in the deck. I kind of want to put Mystical Teachings back in here, but there's not enough really for it to fetch. Just some cheap removal. It's not really enough. Cruel Ultimatum will fetch back my Deadeye Navigator if it happens to die. And I just need like one other creature to bounce with the Deadeye Navigator to make it worthwhile on the board. Anything to soul bond with it. In fact, I could just soul bond it with a Kraken Hatchling, that way it can blink itself and protect itself. Maybe the Thunderous Wraths are greedy? Nah. Huh. Do I run 17 lands? Do I run 18 lands? That is the big question here. Oh, man. I'm going to try running 17 lands. I don't know, though. Man, I have so much stuff that could cost 6 mana, though. Yeah, I'm going to try running 17 lands. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should add an extra land in here. Alright, let's see where we're at with the colors. Blue, black, red, blue and black, black and red. Bunch of everything. So I think we're just sticking with this amount of white just to splash the Lingering Souls. So I've got blue-black lands, blue-red lands, red lands, black lands, red black. We kind of have enough red sources as well here, I think. I mean, I guess I have what? 7 for off of 5 sources. It's a little bit greedy actually. Wants to add 2, 2, and 2, huh? So what am I on black sources? I currently have 7 black sources for 11 cards, maybe 12 counting this. It's also a lot of my early drops. And I have 7 red cards, 9 blue cards. I already have 7 black sources. Oh, actually. Alright, so 7 black sources. Six blue sources. And then for my red, 5 red sources. I could go 2-2-2 actually. Is that correct? I have some double blue here, and also the more activations in blue I get off of Deadeye Navigator at that point, the better. Red is also just kind of awkward here. I think I only want to add 1 mountain. And I think I want to do this. I think this is going to be my deck. Yeah, that seems about right. Alright, save deck, and I'll see you in the games.